Okay, so let's plow on through getting this tutorial completed. Now, we've got our canvas here, which is where we've got our text for checkpoints passed. We're going to actually change the name of it now to HUD, so heads up display. And what I want to do is add in a couple more text components. So if go user interface text and user interface text. And this one I'm going to call current lap, and this one record lap. And the same as with the other ones, I'm going to anchor them at the top right and then drag them over here. So now we've got it. You can have it whichever order you want. I'll probably go for checkpoints, then current lap, then record lap. So we've got a space to put these, but if I just press play now, the top one will say no checkpoints passed or whatever it needs to do, but the other ones will just say new text, and we haven't told it what we want it to say yet. And that's because we've got no script telling us what we want it to say. What I'm going to do is go back to my scripts, and the other one was called timer. I'm going to drag that onto our canvas, the HUD, the HUD. And you'll see it's got timer display and record display. So the script is outputting a text variable for us to display on the screen. So let's put current lap in there and record lap. Ooh. Record lap in there. And now when I press play, in a nutshell, is how to get some lap time. You can start doing records. Every time you start and stop, it's not going to save. We haven't set it up to save our record time, but we can deal with that in our point. I can center align this or right align this probably with, if it's a time, they're both right aligned. Save that scene, and that should do all those bits. We have a quick look at the timer. So a quick look at the script before we finish. We've got a few variables in here. We've got the text, public text variables that show our user interface, and I've used the Unity UI there. We've got some floats. These have decimal points, obviously it's time, we want to have that. And then we've got bool is finished. So we're checking that we've actually finished before it sets the record time there. And pause 1 second. Okay, so we carry on. When we start the whole program, so void start, when the script starts, we set our current time to 0, so it resets it. And this timer display.text and record display.text, those are these two variables here. So this is telling us what to display on the screen. And we're using our current time floating variable, turning it into a string, and this f is going to give it 2 decimal points. That's what the speech marks f does. You may be thinking, well, why can't we just show this floating point, this float variable, as a text? It just doesn't allow you to do that. You need to convert it in something that shows up on the screen, and text is the user interface version of that. Update, so we're going to change each time. So our current time is going to add, plus equals equal means add on to our current time variable 1 times time.delta time, and that means one lot of how long it's actually taken to do that process. So it's real time. So if it takes a second to get there, it takes a second to get there. And we're permanently displaying this current time thing. We need to keep showing that all the time. Now I've done a little debug thing here. This is just on the console. It's just for me. If the checkpoint, if checkpoint check.finish equals true. Now, what this means is your script called checkpoint check, so the one we did up here, if finish is true, so our little boolean thing here is true, and boolean is true or false, then we obviously say completed and time check. Now time check is, are we checking if our time is less than the best time? So here's the function we're doing. If our current time that we're on is less than our best time, so faster, and current time is greater than 10. This stops it from accidentally doing you twice in a second before everything's had a chance to reset. So you could end up with times like 0.1, 0.2 seconds, which is obviously too fast. So if both of those are true, you can set your record, your best time is whatever the clock says in it, and it will display it onto the screen in our record display box. And lastly, we're going to reset all the checkpoints to false and our time to 0. So that is that script. Everything should work now. There's not a huge amount you need to change on here, but obviously you can change stuff on checkpoint check, but that's a basic racing game. So enjoy and let's see what games you can create.